Hey everyone, it's Julie Danaher. Welcome to your June Vermont market update. This month I want to talk to you about something buyers have been hoping for, sellers have been watching for. Are we finally seeing more inventory? The answer is yes, and there's a catch. Inventory is increasing. In fact, months of supply is up more than 26% compared to last year. But before you assume that means the market is slowing down, let's look at what's happening. Homes are still selling an average of just 6 days on the market. Pending sales are up, and buyers are continuing to jump on well-priced properties as soon as they hit the market. So what we're seeing isn't a flood of inventory, we're seeing demand absorb that inventory just as quickly as it arrives. The big question isn't whether inventory is growing, the question is whether inventory can grow faster than the demand we're seeing. So let's dive into the numbers. Okay, let's start with pricing. Across the Chittenden County region, the median sales price total came in at $518,000, which was down about 4% from last year. Single-family homes from that portion were $560,000, down 5.6%, while condos moved in the opposite direction, increasing 4.3% to $401,500. Before anybody starts talking about falling prices, remember month to month and even year over year movements can be influenced by the mix of homes that sold. Like one luxury sale or one lower price segment having kind of a strong month can move the median. So now let's talk about how quickly homes are selling. The average remains incredibly fast at just 6 days on the market. Single family homes are moving even faster, averaging only 5 days on the market before going under contract. Condos did take a little bit longer at 9 days, but that is still remarkably quick by historical standards. If we kind of look at it bigger picture at the past 5 years, it's hard to kind of overstate how unusual these numbers are. Prior to 2020, seeing homes sit for several weeks was actually perfectly normal. Today, well-priced properties are often attracting immediate attention and selling under that week time. The takeaway here is simple. Buyers have more choices than they did a year ago, but they're still competing when a desirable property hits the market. New listings. Here's where the inventory story starts to emerge. In May, 267 new listings hit the market compared to 222 the previous month. That's more than 20% additional inventory entering the market in just 1 month. Single-family listings increased from 156 to 171, while condo listings jumped from 68 to 96. This is exactly why we expect to see as we kind of move through the spring into the summer selling season. For buyers, this means more choices. For sellers, it means slightly more competition than we've seen in over the past few months and or year. Months of supply gives us one of the clearest pictures of market balance. In April, we had 2.1 months of inventory available. Last month, May, that number increased to 2.5 months. Single-family homes rose from 1.9 to 2.4 months, while condos increased from 2.5 to 2.8. Yes, that is showing progress. However, a balanced market generally requires around 5 to 6 months of inventory. At 2.5 months, we're still well below that line. So yes, we are finally seeing inventory growth, but we're also still firmly in a seller's market territory. The market is becoming healthier without becoming oversupplied. Okay, pending sales, and this is why inventory isn't piling up. Pending sales increased from 228 homes under contract in April to 275 last month in May. Single-family pending sales climbed from 150 to 175. Condos also rose from 78 to 100. That's more than a 20% increase in buyer activity in just 1 month. In other words, even though listings are coming onto the market, buyers are stepping in almost immediately. This is probably the strongest evidence that demand remains very healthy throughout Chittenden County. Okay, so what is the bottom line? Yes, we are seeing more inventory, which is great. I have buyers who are finally getting to see some homes and not just one every other week or every other month. We're seeing a market that is slowly becoming a little healthier, and so buyers are feeling a little more positive about their options out there. That gives them a sense of confidence moving into these next few months. Sellers do still have the strong leverage though, and Vermont real estate does continue to benefit from the buyer demand. So if you're thinking about buying, selling, or simply wondering what these numbers mean for your specific situation, I would love to help. Thank you everybody for watching today. Stay tuned for next month's upcoming inventory report, where we will dive deeper again on what is happening in Chittenden County, Vermont.